Thank you for joining me. I appreciate that. I did lay out the cards, obviously, before getting started, so we might be able to save a little time. The card on the bottom of the deck, excuse me, is the Green Man. And the Green Man represents abundance, fertility, all of the best of summer, from the fruits, the berries, the foliage, the warm weather, the sunshine. This is the masculine quintessential energy. Masculine energy, oak energy, very heart-centered, Leo male, excuse me, energy. Kind of corresponds with the Emperor with a little different flavor to it. But again, the Green Man is about fertility and abundance. So be looking for that in your life. At the top is a sense of some of you may be feeling or thinking that you've been taken advantage of by somebody in your life lately. So there's a real question to ask about that right now is what's going on? Now the card around that is showing that it may be somebody, it may be one of your parents. Perhaps you're feeling taken advantage of by one of your parents. It could be that they're manipulating you through a health condition, trying to make you feel guilty so that you'll work for them and do things for them that they can otherwise do themselves. A good rule of thumb is never to do for an adult what he or she can do for himself or herself, right? That's in part how you keep their joints moving, their muscles flexible, their hands capable of working, their brain sharp, all the rest of it. So, don't hesitate to set a boundary if you absolutely have to. There's a lot of communication coming in, a lot of energy, fast moving. But this is about issue of home and hearth, this hearth fire card here. So it could be that there's a lot of communication going on. Maybe it has to do with one of your parents or maybe your in-laws or someone, an ancestor. This also has to do with traditions and things of that nature. In a lot of places, we're still in the wintertime. So there's kind of that idea of we just sort of have to ride it out, wait for warmer weather to go out. So, sometimes you kind of don't want to leave your cozy blanket to go out and get things done. Now, you may not be setting very well with that, and there's this sense here that you're waiting for the rebirth. You're waiting for spring to come again. You're waiting to have left behind something that's bothering you. You want to leave it behind. Most likely this sense of exploitation. Somebody's taking advantage of you and you really want to move on from it. It may be taking a minute to get there. You may have coworkers who are, was it Cancer or Leo? But there's a kindred spirit here that was going through the same thing. I think it might have been Leo. So, but there's an idea of wanting to leave those kinds of things behind you, wanting to be creative again, wanting to tap back into who you are and your spiritual force. You have a couple eights in here, and 8 is about infinity. It's about your spiritual enjoyment. At the heart of the reading, we have instruction. Instruction is going to school, taking classes. So it could be, what are you learning? Are you the student or the teacher? Because both are going to be learning. The student will learn what you're teaching, and you will learn how to teach from your student. So there's very much one hand washes the other. There's a reciprocity in this as well. And this is about some of the best things that you can do with your mind, which is to learn something brand new, which can lead you in a new direction, leading you to this feeling of rebirth that you're experiencing. From a home issue, there's a justice issue. You're being taken advantage by somebody, some horned figure. Who's the horned figure in your life, huh? That person's making you nuts. And possible Libra, not necessarily though. There may even be legal issues too. But you will be receiving help with that. And there will be some kind of a freedom in that. So some of you may be involved in a lawsuit. You may be prosecuting somebody for being a pain in the ass. Or, whatever kind of thing going on. You're being taken advantage of. That could be it. And it may have to do with your parents. Some of you may be getting the you may be getting the paperwork in order if someone, like if a parent is having a health issue or something, and maybe you're feeling like your siblings are taking advantage of you, or even the parent who's ill. So, but take it as it resonates. This doesn't have to be for everyone. For some, it could be you're exploited at work, and it has to do with your boss, and it's somebody that you liked on a personal level, that you felt was like a family member. And there's a sense of wanting to make that right and seeking out help from other people who can help you understand how you want to make that happen, how you can make it right. Always be willing to ask for help. It's one of the wisest things you can do, is to recognize when you're out of your area and seek help, so that you can understand things. Now, we have here Page of Arrows. This is very definitely incoming communication. Woodpecker has a couple reasons, if not more than that, why they drum on tree trunks. One is it's a courtship thing. They drum out that sound to attract a mate. Another thing is that they open holes, little small cavities, so that they can pick the bugs out of the trees. This is about drumming out new rhythms, new communications. I'm even thinking of telegraph and how it's clicks and code. So definitely new information coming in. And it's arrows, so it's coming in quickly. But it's possibly an intellectual idea. Then again, we saw justice, so that's Libra, and arrows is an air sign. So it could be that you meet somebody, possibly younger than you are, who is a Libra. Although it could be a Gemini or Aquarius as well, because it could be, the air sign. I'm just leaning on Libra because of this justice right here. Again, take it as it resonates, right? Now up here, what this is here is this green woman. Ooh, that's dark. Green woman is about fertility and abundance. She is the twin flame soulmate of the green man over here. So this is a pair match that was made in heaven. She does get things done. She knows how to make it happen. So this is kind of a sense of taking care of business, but also being the one that people can go to when they need something. They need help. Now, you might be seeking help and receiving it from Green Woman, or you could be Green Woman and somebody else is needing it. It could be you're taking care of an ancestor, and there's a sense of you becoming the queen of the family, or the king of the family, or however that resonates. For some of you, it could be that there's an old soul that you've met. You may be fearing some level of exploitation, but you have to track down your own situation. For some of you, it could be fear from the past. For others of you, it may be that you're right on with it, and you just don't really know that yet. You're thinking love and love connection. The beginning of a new love. Page of Cups, Kingfisher. There's a real offer in that cup. Woo! Excuse me. Page of Cups, there's an actual fish in the cup. He's offering something tangible. When the Page of Cups comes in to offer you love, it's real. It's not just player energy. It's real. You're thinking the Page of Cups is what the situation is. The reality is the Page of Arrows. Now, that does not mean that the Page of Cups will not be, that the Page of Arrows will not be a new love relationship and a match. In fact, I'm thinking that it will be, because we have this green woman and this green man. So it could be that there's an air sign that's coming in, who's your soulmate or twin flame, or however you think of that. And you're recognizing it for the true love relationship that it is. And this is a totally new rhythm for you. Because whatever your experiences have been like in the past, this is unusual for you. Now, Leo also had both Green Man and Green Woman come up. One was at the bottom and one was at the heart of the reading. So you may want to, if a Leo comes into your life, Virgo, you may want to back up and listen to the Leo March. Now, let us go ahead and pull a Sacred Traveler Oracle card. Whoops. My little kitty's over here. He made a sound, and so I'll make my weird sound to respond to him. Okay. He's like, what? He's about a foot away from my knee. So we have the Wise Leader card. You are a beacon for others. You are a leader. You carry a wisdom and radiance that inspires others. Even if you're not always aware of the depth of wisdom within you, it's emerging by leaps and bounds. This is a time to step into your power and take a role of leadership. You're ready. Grab the reins. Make decisions. It's okay if you're not 100% sure. Make decisions anyway. It's what a leader does. The Sacred Traveler wants you to know, on the journey, it's easy to tell who the leaders are. They have an inner grace and strength that flows from within. Others travel on the pathways that leaders have created. The wise leader holds up the flame as a torch for others in darkest night. But the leader also listens to the beat of their own drum. Grab the reins of life on your terms. Don't live to please and appease others to the detriment of your own needs. This is not what a leader does. Live without regrets. Yes, absolutely. By being your own person, by being your best self, that's what's going to attract your green woman or green man. That's what's going to do it, because in so doing, that's when you truly will recognize one another. That's when you recognize each other. Because anything less wouldn't do. Anything other than being your best, most authentic self will not do in attracting your soulmate, and in this case, most likely twin flame.